Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 9. Today, we're going to try and finish off the medium voltage age. To start us off, we're going to use our low voltage fluid solidifier. We need to make a pattern for polyethylene sheets. And I made a few extra patterns here, planning ahead, knowing that we're going to make integrated circuits. Between the episodes, the Canthal coils did finally finish, which is actually an extreme voltage quest. So we're going to get, oh, just some diodes for that. And we picked up rutile dust at one point, which gives us some raw ores. I'll take it. Oh, we got 11 diodes. That's actually very nice. But we have to go over to our circuit assembler, and these are new tiers of circuits. So when we look at our milestones, the vacuum tube, the basic electronic circuit, and the good electronic circuit are all like one tier of circuit, the very first tier. And we can see the way this is laid out. The steam age tier circuits are things we can make in the steam age. And the columns are like what tier circuit it actually is. So we have ULV tier is the vacuum tube, LV tier is the basic electronic circuit, MV tier is the good electronic circuit. And we can make that at the low voltage, but now we're in medium voltage, so we should be able to make these integrated circuits. With these integrated circuits, we no longer need to make the basic and the good electronic circuit. So I'm actually taking the recipes for those out of our system and replacing them entirely with integrated circuits. As we can see here, the circuit assembler at low voltage will make two basic integrated circuits for us, which is our low voltage circuit. All we need is copper wire, 10 bolts, resistors, diodes, and this IC chip, and resin printed circuit boards. I don't know if I set up anything for resin printed circuit boards. Let's find out. Oh, I must have, because they're used in the basic electronic circuit. Then for the MV, we're using the phenolic printed circuit board. We already set that up. Two basic integrated circuits, more resistors, more diodes, gold wire, silver bolts, and 10. We could use soldering alloy, but I don't have it. Well, we can use 10. Let's stick with 10. 10 is very abundant. And this time we're getting two MV circuits for one, or for two. Instead of it before it was two LV circuits gave us one, now it's two give us two. And our last pattern here is for the high voltage circuit. We just need those IC chips, some RAM chips, transistors, two MV circuits, electrum wire. Finally, I found out what the annealed copper bolts were for, and more 10. And this only gets us one. That's okay. We'll make do with just one. Let's talk about the transistors. So the transistor is what requires the silicon, and it also requires the polyethylene, some 10 wire. We get 8 at a time at medium voltage in an assembler. I believe I set up the pattern for it already. So let's go ahead and order it. Going back to the medium voltage quests, we actually need a hot silicon ingot. Tell it to craft a hot silicon ingot, a regular silicon ingot, and the transistor. And I didn't actually upgrade these. I forgot. Forgot we needed to do that. So I would just multi-mine all of my Cooper nickel coil blocks. And here we go. We don't even need to do maintenance again, despite breaking the multi-block and reforming it. Now we're making loads of silicon. So here's some hot silicon, and holding this does damage us, so I'm going to put it back in our system. We've got it cooling in our chemical bath, just a little bit of water. We've got our transistors ready to go. Oh, I also need to hold the silicon plate. Get a little coal, a little glass, some carbon, some silicon dioxide, a silicon ingot. These rewards aren't the greatest, but that's okay. And some fine tin wire. Sure. Why not? We can put the Cooper nickel coils back. But with all of that out of the way, oh, we have a ZPM quest. I guess getting some biomass gives us a dark tank full of biomass. Okay. Well, I'll take the dark tank, and I'll combine it with our other dark tank. Now let's go ahead and order all of our integrated circuits. We need one of each, so I'll order one of each. Now I would normally have to go back, and you can see I've got the pattern for the basic macerator, and it uses basic electronic circuits. But you'll see I have using substitutions is set to yes. So it should be smart enough to switch out basic electronic circuits for integrated circuits. Let's just double check that. It is not smart enough. I thought it would be. Okay, so I do have to update those recipes if I was going to make more basic macerators. I don't think I will be making more basic macerators, so it's much of a muchness. Oh wow. Making fine gold wire at LV takes 15 seconds. Once this finishes crafting, I was looking ahead a bit at the high voltage quest line. We're going to need things like stainless steel, which means we need manganese dust and chromium dust. Nickel and iron are practically infinite for us. The manganese and the chromium, less so. Manganese, looks like we could electrolyze spessartine, tantalite, pyrolusite, and manganese phosphide. Let's look at the ore processing though. Pyrolusite, scheelite, Tantalite, spessartine, tungstate, wolfenite, and olivine. I believe the quest tells us to process tantalite and tungstate, though. And chromium is something we're going to need a lot of going forward. Now, the quest does mention you can get it by electrolyzing ruby dust. Ruby dust through the electrolyzer gets us chromium dust and oxygen, another source of oxygen. This is a medium voltage recipe, so I'm going to bookmark the advanced electrolyzer. We can get ruby dust by centrifuging redstone dust. It'll give us mercury, ruby dust, pyrite dust, and silicon dust. Silicon, we know, is used for things like the boules, used for transistors. We'll definitely continue to need silicon. Pyrite, uh, we could probably throw away, but I'll keep it just in case. And the ruby dust, we will need. So I'll also bookmark an advanced centrifuge and set up some kind of processing. Mercury, Mercury, I believe, will come in handy because we can give some ores a chemical bath in mercury. Yeah, like platinum and mercury gives us a chance at palladium. Palladium is very useful at the higher tiers. Gold and silver are less useful for us. Lithium we may find a need for, but it's primarily palladium that we will need. It looks like there are some fusion recipes, some chemical reactor recipes. Later on, a superconducting wire. But yeah, primarily platinum dust is handy, palladium dust is critical. There it is. Just like that, we've finished medium voltage. Now we need to start making stainless steel ingots. That'll be the primary building material for high voltage. Oh, we can do our ore processing upgrade. So now at high voltage, the macerator will give us access to byproducts when it's macerating things. The main thing I'm going to be looking at, though, I think, to like get first will be the clean room. The clean room can be in anywhere in size of 5 by 5 by 5 to 15 by 15 by 15. We won't need pass-through hatches. We won't need diodes because we have flux plugs and flux points because we're using energy converters and they are clean somehow. And I want to make this as big as possible just so there's plenty of room for everything. Because this clean room's going to see a lot of use. It does tell us we can put 4 doors on it, um, generators and things of that such. Anything with a muffler hatch is too dirty for a clean room. We can send AE2 channels through hulls. I probably won't do that. I'll probably use a quantum ring so I can get more than 8 channels in. I'll want at least 32. And if we look at the uses and the multi-block info, It looks like the edge has to be plascrete, but the walls can be plascrete or clean room glass. And I think the bottom, interesting, the bottom can also be clean room glass. Looks like the tooltip may be wrong in that it says here we could have 8 iron doors. I'm not going to cover it in doors. Looks like we could cover it in machine hulls, up to 30 of them. That might be handy. We can have one maintenance hatch between 1 and 3 energy hatches. We'll need precisely one controller block. And we'll need filter casings. By default, it shows sterilizing filter casings, but clicking this P0, switching it to P1, shows us the regular filter casings. Because sterilizing filter casings, I don't think we can make. I wish the texture for these wasn't the same. But that's okay. All right. I'll be back in just a moment. Gonna try and set a few things up, see if we can't get Ruby processing going, getting ourselves plenty of chromium dust, set up some patterns for stainless steel dust, and start cooking stainless steel. I'll be back in a jiff. And we're back. Just like that. Blink of an eye. So over here, I just placed down a centrifuge, exporting redstone dust, importing whatever it makes. Then I have next to it an electrolyzer, exporting ruby dust, importing whatever it makes. And it's not going to be fast. Every 30 seconds, this thing makes 1 ruby dust. And we need 6 to make 1 chromium. Yeah, this is going to be a slow process. But that's okay. Maybe we upgrade it later. And by maybe, I mean almost definitely. I also went ahead and programmed a bunch of recipes, getting Electrum cable now. I ordered some 16 amp energy converters at high voltage. And I made the stainless steel dust and ingot. Now, I also programmed in all the stuff we need for the clean room. I tried to do a little math on what exactly we would need for the clean room. We need 1 clean room, obviously, the controller block. We're going to need a maintenance hatch for this. We're going to need an energy hatch. We'll do it at a medium voltage because we can. I just went ahead and made some iron doors. I didn't make a pattern for this. We're going to need, I think, 168 filter casings. So this is going to take a while to craft. And assuming I can make all the walls clean room glass, I think I will, because that just uses glass, steel frames, and the polyethylene sheets, and you get 2 at a time, compared to plascrete requiring polyethylene sheets, steel frames, and liquid concrete. Concrete we can get by mixing stone dust, clay dust, and water. That'll give us some liquid concrete. We could also use marble dust and gypsum dust, or calcite dust with gypsum dust. I went with clay because you can just macerate clay blocks into 4 clay dust. I figured that would be easiest. And rather than make everything plascrete, I'm gonna make everything clean room glass. Or I'm gonna try. I believe we need 840. We'll do 5, just to have some extra. Oh. We can't order all the clean room glass, because that'll cost us too much polyethylene. That's okay. We can order the plascrete, though. I think we need 360. I guess we need to go to the Twilight Forest sooner than I thought and start getting wheat. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna order half of that, 180. We should have enough. And, yeah, maybe I begin my Twilight Forest journey. We can at the very least set that up. I don't know if I can do this in the mining dimension, but we may as well try. It looks like we cannot do this in the mining dimension. That's alright. Nice. Alright. I'm sure by now everyone has seen the Twilight Forest in all its glory. So, I'll be back once I've got some kobolds gone and some kobold predictions going. It was easy. It, well, it wasn't that easy. It was a little time consuming. It's been a little while. And, you can't fly in the Twilight Forest, but it turns out that's fine, because we have access to our system. I was able to just pull out a bunch of stone and pillar when I needed to. Between clips, I've done a little bit of work. I did manage to capture the Snow Queen, and I encased the Snow Queen in amber. I did that so that I could easily farm her head, and I only did it for a little bit before replacing it, because you get some weird NBT data on the heads from wannabes. I didn't want to fill my system up with them. I also ambered a kobold just in case, but the hostile neural networks is able to keep up just fine. I think we have, yeah, 2 million wheat already. And I've got some maps, part of my journey through the Twilight Forest. I also went and to the Nether in the end. I captured a shulker, I captured an ancient knight, started farming both of those. Also went and marked every single thing I've got. So I've got Vindicators and Ghasts, regular bees, some lumber bees getting dark oak, an evoker, sheep. Ones I didn't mark are the ones that don't have uh, modular routers sending their stock. So one of these, I actually managed to amber an Ergast. Not an easy feat, but wannabes unfortunately don't gather anything from it. So these guys have been working, you can tell because their honey level is filled, and they've collected absolutely nothing. I'm also not sending the Death Tome drops because it apparently gives you enchanted books. Which, it's weird that these are stacked to 4. I'm pretty sure books, when enchanted, don't stack at all. Same with Book and Quill. But that's okay. We captured a block and chain goblin, so we're getting the armor shards or armor clusters. We captured one of those tower wood borers, so we're getting borer wood essence. And yeah, we're just doing a little planning ahead, because I know the Snow Queen trophy is used to make the Dragon Soul, as well as the miniature Twilight Portal. I know we'll need blocks of fiery metal, blocks of Carmonite, blocks of Steel Leaf, and blocks of Night Metal. Steel Leaf shouldn't be too terrible, because we can use generalized Twilight predictions, which we get from our kobolds, with leaves. And leaves are easy to collect. You just need shears. The difficult one is going to be fiery metal, because you need to make fiery ingot with fiery blood or fiery tears. Now, if I had made a prediction of the Ergas, we could get 16 fiery tears. Apparently it's a mob drop, but it might be one of those special mob drop events. Like the Wither technically is it doesn't have a drop table. I think same with the Ender Dragon. They're both death events, not like normal mob drop events. So I might have to go back and try and make a prediction for the Ergast, which won't be fun, but that's okay. Also, while I was in the Nether, I made a gas data model. So we've got gas coming in now, or gas tiers. I know we also have wannabes farming them, but I decided to add the gas network. And you see, I recently did this, they're still only advanced. I added the gas data model so that we could get generalized nether predictions. The reason for that is because I wanted a way of making soul sand. I have sand because I can get that from a bee, from a quarry bee. They will give you sand. All you need is sand for them to pollinate. So sand plus the generalized nether prediction will make soul sand. I needed that so I can make soul sand dust, so I can make soul infused dust, so that I could make these linkage amplifiers. And I've done that. I made a little pulverizer right here, and I managed to make the Draconic Integral Component and its Twinite Flux Linkage amplifiers, so it should be quite fast. Same for the Blast Chiller. I gave it all the Twinite Flux Linkage amplifiers, and now it keeps up with our honey production. We're no longer backlogged, despite having a lot of honey being made everywhere, all the time. Cool. So I could take all of this off the list. Whoops. And what did I get rid of? I think the filter casings. We've got all 360 plascrete we need. We've got all 846 clean room glass we need. We've got our clean room. We've got our filter casings. With that, I think we're just about ready. Gonna put some things away real quick so I can accept quest rewards. We got a grenade. Interesting. I never got a liquid concrete bucket. Oh, and we got a titanium wrench. That's really nice. I guess let's make a bucket of concrete. And also, I did order 2 stacks of the HV circuit. So you can tell quite a bit of time has passed. It took a long time to craft all of those and all of this clean room components. The only thing left to do is observe a completed clean room. I would put it over here, but I don't want the sound of blocks breaking in my ear. So instead, I think I'll put it in this chunk here. Now the maximum size is 15 by 15 by 15. I believe I made the interior of these chunks 15 by 15. But just to check, I have a tape measure. Nice. It is indeed 15 by 15. How do I make this go away? Whatever. Sure, it's fine. I'm gonna get to building, and oh, I forgot the faces of these machines are already here. Whatever, these are low voltage. We don't need to see them anymore. I'll be back in a moment once this is complete. And just like that, we've got ourselves a clean room. I didn't know I could make it all out of clean room glass. Um, I'm glad that worked. Got ourselves an iron door with some pressure plates so we can get in and out of it. If we fly up to the ceiling, we can see it takes 146 seconds per iteration of this thing. Each iteration is going to clean the room a little bit. Since we put it at medium voltage, it should clean it by some amount greater than if it were low voltage. I'm not sure how much it's going to clean it by. We just put our maintenance hatch on the side here and our energy hatch also on the side here. Cool. We get a little bit of stainless steel. 12 plates worth. That's pretty nice. And I didn't accept a single reward from Twilight Forest. I'm uninterested. It looks like the first thing we ought to do is make ourselves a cyan lens. Start making plastic printed circuit boards. Get some electrotine dust to make blue alloy dust. Work on making the capacitor, which looks easy enough. We've got polyethylene, we've got aluminum, we've got more polyethylene. Yeah, none of this looks bad at all. And we'll start getting our macerator byproducts. We can make the HV prospector. I forgot about this. I guess we could have made the LV one as well. We'll need a diamond lens. Yeah, I'll be back once I've gone through the quest book and bookmarked all the recipes, made patterns for them. See you shortly. And we're back. That was not at all shortly. That took quite a while. The quest itself does not look bad, or the chapter doesn't look tough, but it takes a long time to get stainless steel ingots. A long time. 55 seconds at high voltage. We could reduce this to 37 if we had nitrogen. By centrifuging air, I suppose. Or electrolyzing stuff that we don't have. Um, it also took quite a while. It's hard to notice here, but there's a slight color difference to these machines, plus some extra ones. I also replaced the glass floor with plascrete. I didn't like seeing the bedrock. But this whole line, which was at LV, is now all at HV, as well as having a new fluid solidifier, a new extruder for normal pipes, and an extruder for rings. The inductor, if you look at the recipe for it, uses nickel zinc ferrite rings, and I figured 1 ingot to 4 rings was better than using rods and a hammer to get one. When you're going through this yourself, don't get caught by looking at this nickel zinc ferrite dust. You just smelt it. That is not how you make this ingot. The quest goes through and tells you, you need oxygen and your ferrite mixture dust to make nickel zinc ferrite ingots. It's actually on like the second page of tabs. And of course, it uses the electric blast furnace, the ferrite mixture dust, and oxygen to then make nickel zinc ferrite ingots. But we can go ahead and claim some rewards here. Nice, we got 3 buckets of polyethylene. And I haven't yet made most of the other things. We can make electrotine. We can make the blue alloy dust. Looks like the rewards aren't that special. But I haven't gone ahead and done much else. I made the diamond lens. I started getting ready to make the cyan lens. I have a glass lens. And I started, I programmed recipes to make the laser engraver, the ore washer, the thermal centrifuge, and the macerator. Because I think it'd be nice to upgrade this setup right here. I am going through some more pyrolusite. I need more manganese for stainless steel. But it would be nice if this setup was at high voltage so we could get more byproducts and have higher chances of the other byproducts from the other machines. But this is taking quite a while, and I think this episode's getting on in time. So next time, we're going to be trying to put things in our clean room and finish off high voltage. As always, if you've managed to make it through to the end, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.